The Braves are winning despite poor pitching from their starting pitchers and at times their bullpen. They are 10-5 on the season, comfortably in first place, already 2 games ahead of the Phillies and 2.5 games ahead of the New York Mets. But it has come at quite the cost. We all know about Spencer Strider. Sean Murphy has an oblique injury. They recently had an update from David O'Brien of The Athletic where he's now fast walking and he's been using the Stairmaster. But we're 3 weeks into this injury and he's not anywhere close to the field. And this is kind of what I said about oblique strains. Yes, it was the best case scenario. It wasn't a tear. It wasn't anything like that. It's not going to cost him his entire season, but this is a 6 to 8 week injury. And especially at a position where you have to use your body as much and you're squatting down like a catcher, this is going to be a lengthy recovery process. And that's what Sean Murphy said. It's the first time he's ever had this injury. But he said, it's like a hamstring. It's something that can keep coming back if you don't take care of it and let it properly heal. Yeah. And you go back to square one. You don't just go back to square 2 or 3. It's not like, oh, you tweaked it a little bit, you're fine. No, you tweak it a little bit during this entire process. You're now 6 to 8 weeks away from coming back. You're back all the way to square one. So it's important that they let him heal up. And I still think he's probably a month away, at least, from returning to the diamond.
And the good news is it's early in the season. The Braves have a competent backup, maybe a more than competent backup in Travis d'Arnaud, and I see, good Lord almighty, I saw Braves fans complaining about Trump, but he's a third string catcher. I mean, he's serviceable defensively and he hits 200. I don't know what the hell you expect. I mean, that's crazy. I'm sorry to go on that tangent, but I couldn't believe I saw Braves fans complaining about Trump. He's the third catcher. With that being said, they're in a good situation. Don't rush Sean Murphy back. Travis d'Arnaud is perfectly capable of manning three quarters of the starts until then. It's early in the season. You got Travis d'Arnaud. And like you said, this isn't a bone break. This isn't like 3 screws and we're good after 4 weeks. This is something that's, different for every single person, how your body responds and how you go about the game of baseball. So yeah, with Sean Murphy, the Braves aren't going to risk anything, nor they should. 6 weeks to 8 weeks is, I think, maybe even generous, because why even risk it? Why even?
Yeah, especially for a catcher. I can't reiterate enough. Catcher, you talk about baseball isn't a very physically tough sport, I would say. But catcher is.
Yeah.
That's the
they
one
get beat up.
Yeah, that's the one spot where you're constantly getting beat up for however many starts you make every year. And Sean Murphy's a guy who would like to be out there every single day. So it's not going to be something where they're rushing back. And I agree. At least another month. But like you said, not the biggest deal. And this Braves lineup has picked up the slack without him. It hasn't missed a beat. It's truly incredible. It's just 1 through 9. Travis d'Arnaud steps in. It's 1 through 10, 11, really, at whatever it is. And yeah, Trump is a third string catcher. It's not going to look pretty at all times. But listen, Trump would be a second string catcher for a lot of organizations.
It's crazy.
There's not a lot of good catchers out there in general. Most catchers just give up. They just play defense and hit 190. That's happening at starting catchers across the league right now. So be thankful that you got a backup like Travis d'Arnaud. The other injury that just came up, and I don't know if a lot of Braves fans may have heard from this one because it just happened after yesterday's game, is Ozzie Albies. He fouled a pitch off his toe in the middle of the game. Finished the game, no problems. I didn't notice anything, but it comes out after from David O'Brien from The Athletic that he felt a lot of soreness. They're going to reevaluate him. Hopefully, God forbid, hopefully it's not a break or something like that. We've seen Ozzie Albies hit the injured list for not huge injuries, but he played 64 games or something a couple years ago. So would be a huge loss if he's for significant time. I don't even want to talk about that possibility now. Hopefully it's just a soreness. Maybe he's out a couple days, avoids an IL stint, but it's something to keep an eye on. And it's something that they will have an update for us very soon.
Yeah, it was a hit by pitch, to correct you. And, that kind of stuff is very, your feet are so fragile that I will talk about it, that it is possible that he misses some time. Hopefully it's not a break and it is just sore. And if it is an IL stint, it's just a 10-day IL stint. But again, like you said, even talking about the Sean Murphy injury, the Braves lineup is built to withstand pretty much anybody going down. This Braves lineup ranks in the top 5 in pretty much every single major offensive metric. And Austin Riley and Ronald Acuna Jr., by their standards, are pretty much sucking. They're still they're 10%.
Austin Riley's on fire now. He's hitting 400 over the last 10 games.
Okay, well, Ronald Acuna, and again, somebody's going to say over the last 7 games, Acuna's batting 400. It's such a small sample size. 1 game with 3 hits is going to dramatically impact the stats. We're talking about MVP type season from Ronald Acuna. He hasn't even sniffed that level of production just yet. He hasn't even had a home run yet. So to say Ozzie Albies is, this backbreaking piece, obviously he is critical. This Braves lineup is built to withstand just about any injury. So I'm not going to be
But you're putting it to the test. I mean, 3 All-Stars down in the first 3 weeks of the season.
You might as well put it to the test early rather than late.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty extreme. Unfortunately, Strider's lost for the season. I highly doubt Albies will be out for a really, really long time. And obviously, we just talked about Sean Murphy. But yeah, whatever this team from an offensive standpoint gets put in front of them, you feel pretty confident that they can overcome. I mean, more than anything, you just want to see Ozzie Albies on the field because who he is and how big of important from an energy aspect and stuff like that.
He's the heart and soul of this team.
Yeah, I mean, he really is. He brings a different attitude, a different vibe to the clubhouse that I think is necessary for the Braves to succeed over 162 games. So hopefully he can heal up and be back quickly. Maybe he doesn't miss any time at all.